instruction fetch and instruction decode and execution and memory and write. So if we call the next instruction in here, the instruction decode will be incorrect because at that time it not that the finish the previous instructions, and we have a result of S0 is different. We will have a mistake if we lost the value of S0 at this point. So in that case, the next instruction must wait until it finishes the executions. And when it writes to the mem, the next instruction can be run. So as in these figures, the next instruction need to wait until the first instruction execution and write to the register, and the next instruction can be decode, fetch and decode. In this case, it need to wait to computer cycles in here. The paper can improve about the data part by not wait to finish to write to the memo, write to the registers. So in that case, the first instruction is fetch and decode and run and execute and write to mem and write to register and write to memory. For answer about the pipeline cooking as users, the next instruction is also fetch and decode, but after decode it needs to wait for it need to wait to read information from register, and the information in register S0 is depend on previous instructions. So in that case, the previous instruction not it write to the memory, but it also have a create another data path for sending the reason to the next instruction for after instruction decode. From here, as in here, you need to wait until it write to the registers, and after that it calls the next instructions. But in which, if we have a charge connection data path, we can call the instruction fetch first, and only when we need the parameters of previous instruction, we will send the reason to the next instruction for execution. Do you get this? It's easy, right? So for this for this case, the result is after compose is don't waste it for store into register, but it requires a charge connection. It's a data path to send the result to the next instructions. However, Pierce sometimes is some rich. So another case is we have Pierce instruction lost. There's something in the arrest with the arrest by is stored in T1 and the index is 20 to the register S0. And next instruction also need the result of S0 for parameters. So in that case, it needs to the asset to mem finish to have information to have a new result in S0. And so in that case, we need to wait until the asset memory is finished to have the new to have a parameter to running the next instruction. So in that case, we have one purpose here. Okay. This is optimized automatically by the CPU. And in fact, CPU is designed for that kind of job. However, for you, it's you are a programming, you also can optimize. You also can optimize your work for can improve the CPU performance or the system performance. Example, we have some command like that. We lost the arrest at T0 index 0 to T1 and we lost the rest at T0 index 4 to T2 and we make the edge of T1, T2 to T3 and store the value of T3 to the arrest of 0 index 12. And we load the reason of wrote the value arrest by T0 index S to add 4. And so we have a instruction add T1 plus T4 to T5 and store T5 to T0 index 16. So as a previous, I have shown that we have a store in here. It has some bubble in here. The next instruction need to wait the period instruction have finished at least if example in this case at least if we need for loading the value in the memory to the register, it requires at least one purpose. And also the same in this point. To avoid this, So in that case, for total is 13 circle. Anyone know why it's a 13 circles? What is the idea? Is idea pipeline? What is the minimize of number of circle when the computer running a group of instructions of such instructions? What is the minimize in parallel systems? How many instructions is required for running just set of instructions? Anyone know? No? Okay, assume that each instruction require if we consider the all instruction is one require 5 steps. So each instruction requires 5 circles. So the first instruction requires 5, and if the idea pipeline, the next instruction will be +1. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. However, because it have a store in here, so it need to waste not one instruction, but it need to waste for 2 instructions, and also in here. So in that case, we require 2 more. Each charge instruction is 11 plus 2 is 13. Do you understand? Oh yes. So for programming, or in another case is developers or programmers can optimize their work by around instruction for optimize the operation of CPU. So in that case, we can see two kind of instruction is quite independent. We not start to the T0 index 4 and T0 index S. So we call two instruction. Just we lost T2, lost the value as arrest at T0 index 4 to T2 and T0 index S for to T4. So two instruction E have no relation. So it still can work in pipeline. And the next instruction is that T1 plus T2 is added to T3. So if two instruction is a next it others, it requires one more purpose. However, one more purpose will be solved by this point. So it means that have a no delays in the pipeline in here. So in that case, it can work as an ideal pipeline. So the first instruction is right 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, could you get this? And control in the branch. So in the next instruction, we have commands h for s greater 5 plus 6 to 4. And the next is the branch instruction. If 1 and 2 is equal, the PC will increase by 40. If not, is the next instructions. So in that case, the first instruction is okay. The second instruction can run after next instructions. However, the next instruction only can determine after ALU is finished. So in that case, the next instruction need to wait one more purpose after the it function is done to know which is the next instructions. So for this case is most complicated because in the in this case we still can looking for injection fish and because injection before we execute. But in the plans, we may the next case, next injection maybe is not up, is not in the next arrest. So the function of injection fish and injection decode may be incorrect. Why in the figure the next is parallel I what? Could you explain again the question? I not get the questions. Why the figure the next if is parallel friends ARU? Okay, okay, okay. Yes, it's a with the plan instructions. We need to wait until the outcome. We need to wait until the plan outcome to determine next instructions. So in this examples, just even the action is a fixed, the action is a read, but maybe it become to remove. It will be removed after the ARU is finished. It's similar in here. Just with the pipeline, it still calls the next instruction to fix and decode, but not that to running. And it waits until the outcome, the results outcome to have a parameter for running. It's okay. But in this step, even we can call the rest, fix and decode, but after outcome of the plans, the, the instruction may be changed. So in that case, it will be erased from the equations. In pipeline is called is a plan prediction. Prediction, it means something we guess. What is a guess? It means that it not 100% is correct, but we hope that the probability of next instruction as we predict is higher than the wrong. Unlikely macro. What it means unlikely? Okay. So, okay, I not said correct. So meaning, okay. In for the pipeline for so in the hazards problem, it considers that as a plan predictions. You understand? Prediction is what something we guess, and maybe it's not 100% is correct, but we could accept if it is correct is very good, but if not, we need to pay for the problem, and and the we try to reduce the cost to pay if our prediction is wrong. So in that case, we can determine the planned outcome early. And we must accept store penalty. It becomes unacceptable. So in that case, if the we predict that one not equal to, so the next instruction is the next arrest SMS. So in that case, it is okay. All the function is working correct. But if one is different with if one equal to and the PC will increase by 40. So in that case, we must accept if our prediction is correct, the pipeline is working perfectly. But if our prediction is wrong, so we have a store and we need to erase up instruction and relaunch the new instructions. Okay, we must. So it's an example a prediction is correct and prediction is incorrect. It's a correct. The next instruction is a next instruction. So the pipeline working as normal. And if it's incorrect, we need to delay to fit the next instructions, fit the different instruction sets. You are laughing. Could you hear me?
Yes.
So for the computer now, sometimes it become smart and maybe it's stupid. With static brand predictions based on the typical brand behaviors. It's a loop and if statement brands. So the loop, we often consider the loop when we come back to the begin, and the if statement we can consider the next statements. So we can bridge the backward branch taken and forward branch is not taken. Or something more intelligent is a dynamic brand prediction. It uses hardware measures actual brand behaviors. It records the recent history of each brand and can assume the future behavior will be continuous change. The next is a will be like that something it have a saw in the history when if it wrong store wise refitting and update history. So in the prediction we always need to accept if our prediction is correct, it's good. But if our prediction is wrong, it means that we have a penalty of if we waste the injection year finished and we can find the correct injection is good. But if we predict, maybe we can run the next injection faster. But if we predict wrong, it means that next the injection is predict need to erase and reload the another injection. So in this case, it will be take time than the users. So is just clear about the pipeline and how that pipeline is improve the performance by increasing the instruction throughput. It means that in the transceivable, we can run only one injection each time. But with pipeline, we can run the multiple injection in a time. So it can increase the injection throughput. It can execute multiple injection in parallel and each injection have the same latency. For the subject, for the hazards, it have a 2K about the structure of cost, and for hazard for data part is the outcome of press injection will be the parameter of next injection. So data and the control example is the plan instructions. So instruction is set designed to affect the complexity for pipeline implement. When the designer of instruction they try to divide each instruction in a small part, with each part have run which have the same civil circles and could use different parts of civil different parts of the which the civil connect through the data path. Example, the memory register, something like that. So in that case, it can improve the pipeline implements. Okay. Okay, I think it's a for the processors. I think in the next part it quite complex for you. So you can refer to the more detail about how to design a pipeline and parallels through my lectures. It's okay. I will script it past. It's okay for you. So we will move to the next lecture about the memory. Okay. Because it's complicated, so you don't need to study. Okay. It's for someone want to improve the understanding of pipelines because the control pipeline and control houses is very complicated. It's not necessary at this step. At this step. Okay. So we have a 5 minute break until the next lectures. We have 10 minute break. Shall we start? Do you hear me? Okay. Okay, in the next lecture, we study about the memory hierarchies or memory architectures. In the memory, what is memory? Memory, ocean a bit. Many technologies are available. We have hard disk, HDD, and SDD, solid disk. Hard disk is use manifest for storing a bit, and SDD use chip for store the disk for the bits, and the RAM, and also the cache and register. Nowadays, people think about the quantum computers. Quantum computer is stored bits by the state of quantum. Yeah. So the key issue is about technology, how bits are stored. I will brief about that in the next lectures. The placement where bits are stored and identifications, how to finding the right bit or how arranging and how to get the information of bits storing in the memory. Replacements, it means that find a space for storing a new bit or writing bits to the memory. And write policy. Write policy is propagating for changing to bit, change the bits. Depend on its memory types. It have a different issue. In general, it means typical memory hierarchies. In this point is CPU. We have a last lecture about CPU. This memory in CPU is registers. And register in CPU, it will be fixed about the instruction and data to operate the instructions. So in normal case, it divides to three types of cache. It's called L1 cache, L2 cache, and L3 cache. And after that, your main memory and this. Each kind of memory, it have a difference. The speed to access speed or write speed, and have a different capacity. Of course, we always want to something have a very fast and very large. Is larger is better, faster is better. However, the money is a difference. The cost of each kind of memory with different speeds have difference. So, example, this have a largest storage is the cheapest and also become to another. So in normal case, for I cache is cache for storing the instruction. D cache is cache for storing the data. Speed about 0.5 nanoseconds. And the second is L2 cache is speed is larger or is slower. Its speed is about 5 nanosecond and L3 is 20 nanosecond. And the main memory is 200 nanoseconds. And this is 10 milliseconds. So you can see internet nearly 10 times for each type. So is memory system processor and CPU and some output device also have memory. Output input also have memory, but it's slower. For storage, the cache we often call is static RAM, and dynamic RAM is normally we call is the main memory and hard disk. So the speed of static RAM is fastest and slowest, but the cost is expensive and cheapest. Of course, the capacity. So in that case, in the CPU we use the static RAM is smallest and dynamic RAM is larger, and the largest is the hard disk, and its speed like the previous slide, and its cost. The speed is 10 times faster, and also the cost is 10 times compared with the speed is 10 times faster, its cost is 10 times expensive. Okay, so this is memory hierarchies. We divide as a register. Okay, we have studied about register on chip, okay, on chip RAM, off chip RAM, inside or outside chips, and the main memory and the disk. The capacity compare each other, capacity is increased. But speed and cost is in opposite way. Of course, it's a pros and cons. Why memory need to design hierarchies? Because we needs many things. We need lot of bandwidth. It's a, or if we mean that we need lot of space. However, the more space will be more price. And we need a lot of storage. We need a large storage is better. But we want it cheap. It's cheap. Now the computer is cheap, so it's quite popular. Before the about quite a long time ago, the price of computer is very expensive. It's only few people can have one. Now it's the price of CPU is cheap, so the computer is become very popular. When I was a student, almost of student in the IT department have no computers. For level one, it's expensive, right? So in that case, that's why we design the memory hierarchies. We need bandwidth, so we will have register and cache. But if we want to the price is cheap, we will have it small. And if we need the low storage and the price is cheap, we need to pay with the speed. So in that case, we use RAM and disk. And how of this corporate for the computer, it can achieve the whole the target. We still have a lost bandwidth, lost storage, and also cheap per bit by corporate the whole kind of memory. And in this lecture, we will learn how it's compressed. So to answer this question, first, to achieve the high bandwidth, we need to fast high bandwidth and cheap. We need to fast a small memory. It enables the quick access, fast cycles, and it can have lost bandwidth. Okay, I will explain the equation later. And we will have a slow large memory to capture larger share memory and still relatively fast as the main memory. And slow hill memories hold the rare needs test and need to correctness. Now, what about the hard disk? How many gigahertz? 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte or small? small, right? If just enough. Okay, it can script, but it is quite chance. Normally, the people often have a hard disk storage increase and increase by days. The new computer have hard disk will be larger, and before is some example 1 or 200 gigabyte and becomes 5 gigabyte or 1 gigabyte, something like that. But nowadays, I see often the memory, the hard disk is often small. If the hard disk is small, it means that you use different technicals and it expenses. So normally you don't use a SDD hard disk, you use solid disk, so it more expensive. And in this case, the storage of HD often around 200 gigabyte, something like that, 100 or 200 gigabyte. Rich people have a 500 gigabyte. But to solve the problem is a large memory, large storage. We often use a cloud for that case. And maybe some computer we have two kind of hard disk. One is fast for storage some program or OS, and slower is store the data. It's the chance. So the chance it also can defined by the memory hierarchies because the local difference. In this case, we have two ideas, temporal locally and spatial locally. Temporal locally, it means that if we reference a memory, it often reference repeatedly. Like you open a book or something like that, you can read the page again and again to understand something like this. Or sparse locally, it means when we reference, we often reference near labels around the same time. Or normally, as you can see, when the computer working like the serial or sequence, we often load the instruction by step. So when we reference one, we normally reference is the next one. Because of that, so example, we have a small local storage, 8 kilobyte. 8 kilobyte now very small, right? It often can satisfy 90% of preference if we have a multiple memory datasets. 90% with very small with fast storage. Could you believe that? It normally is 95%. In the what kind of examples? we can consider library like a disk. Library is where we store many kind of many books, and we have bookshelf as a memory. As we have bookshelf, have some book we like and we often read, and stacks a book on the desk or considered as object. It means that some book we have a reading, we push it on the desk and for easy to read, easy to reference. And open book on the desk or some book we are reading is considered on case. Do you have a bookshelf in the home? Or if there is any book you never read, right? Never read, even it in the bookshelf. Okay, just that is a case. In fact, just people often feel that even the memory increase, and we have not enough storage to store anything. But in fact, that have many things we store and we never reference. That is the case. That's why we have a small case, but it can satisfy 90% of reference. Okay, this is a memory hierarchies. We have a CPU and IND, instruction and data L1 cache, and say L2 cache. Sometimes we have L3 and come here main memory, and this have two idea. I talk again, and please keep in mind it will be very important and effect to the whole related with the memory hierarchies, not only with the cache. Temporary locally keep the recently referenced item at the high levels. Future reference can certify quickly. As part of localities bring neighbor of recently reference to high levels. Future reference can certify quickly. That is the two idea. Something we reach, we keep it, and something related with what we reach, we will also keep it. So in that case, we will come to the first type of memory in the memory architectures. It's about cache. Cache is a small static RAM. It's cache, and the lost dynamic RAM is the main memory. Cache is a small amount of fast and expensive memory. Because it expensive, that's why it is small. The cache is a goes between the processors and the slower dynamic main memory. Yes, it in here. It in the middle of CPU and the main memory. It's used to keep a copy of more frequently used data from the main memory. So in that case, memory access speed increase overall because we don't need to access the memory with the slow speed by access to cache. So in that case, it will be faster. So read and write to the memory more frequently you arrest will be served by cache. So in that case, we only need to access the slow main memory for less frequently used data. So if the 90% is the case, so the speed where the increase too much. I will show you how much it increase. If the 90% access to the slow main memory, so in that case, even it's slow, but it not affect to the performance of the systems. Okay, I have a talk again before. Have a two key in here, two key about case, and also in the next we study about the virtual memory, also the same idea. The principle of temporary locality and spatial locality says that if a program access one memory address, there is a good chance that will be access the same address again. And the principle of the spatial locality says that if a program access one memory address, there is a good chance that it will also access other nearby address. Its idea of design the cache. Okay, what is? So I just explain how it works by words, by the common understanding. First time processor read from an address in the main memory. It reads and copies the data and also store in the cache. The first time people reads the memory, it reads and also store in the cache. So the next time that the same address is read, we can use a copy of data in the cache instead of erasing the slower dynamic memory. The first time we read from memory is slow, but the next time when it's stored in the cache, the second time read in the cache is much faster. So the first time is a little slower than before, of course, because if we have no cache, the first time only reads some dynamic RAM. But with because have a cache, so we also read in dynamic RAM, and we need one more step to store to the cache. So the first time is a little slower, but just a little slower because the cache writing to the cache also fast. So the first is little slower than before since it go through the both memory and the cache. But subsequent or the next rest are much faster. This take advantage or considered as temporal localities. Common address data is stored in the fast cache memory. And in fact, the writing to the cache is not writing by one address. It's not by block, So by storing block or multiple words, we also take advantage of particular localities. So in the case, if the civil reads the arrest in the RAM, it not only reads one arrest, it reads a block arrest and also store in the cache. So the next time not only is asset to the previous arrest, also the next arrest also can find in the cache. So by this work, it can achieve both temporal locality and spatial locality. Okay, we have two ideas, hit and miss, two terms. Get hit, get hit, meaning that if the cache contains the data we're looking for, or if something we need to find in the memory we find in the cache, it considered is get hit. Hit is good, of course, because cache can return the data much faster than memory. And as a case, you call cache miss. Cache miss if the cache does not contain the required data. So it best because CPU need to wait, CPU must and then wait from slow main memory. It need to read information from memory and also as before we also need to store in the cache. So it will take time. However, the idea of cache, it will make the cache hit 95% even the cache storage is small. 95% and only 5% is get missed. So in that case, to measurement about the performance of cache performance, we need to care the percent of cache hits and cache miss rate. The hit rate is the percent of memory asset that is handled by cache, and cache miss rate equal 1 minus the hit rate is a percent of asset that must be handled by the slow main RAM. Okay, quite simple, right? Hit rate plus the mid rate is 1. It is 95% is a 5%. Typically, cache have a hit rate is about 95% or higher. In fact, most memory asset will be handled by cache and will be dramatically faster, very fast compared if have no RAM. That is the case. So of course, because memory, because CPU lies the champion with you. So you not care about this. But nowadays I see that many you often the example intern the OS in the SSD, and you can see you can recognize that the computer is also much faster if you insert the OS on the hard disk. Okay, this is about quite simple gate design. Example, we have gate with 8 block. 8 block will be indexed by 000 to 111. Yes. So when we access the memory, we will store in the cache. In this case, is simplest approach considered about the direct map. Direct map, it means that we store one place in the memory to one place in the block. Example, we have a in these figures, we have a cache have four block, and indexed by 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, and 1, 1. Something like that. So in that case, we will store memory to the cache. In memory, it must be exactly. Of course, you can see the memory size is much greater than the cache size. But how we define the exactly the example, we find the arrest in the main memory, we need to define exactly the value in the cache. In the case, is quite simple. We have a 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, 3 in B 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7. Also in this place 7, 8, 9, something like that. Do you understand? No? Okay, you don't understand. It's okay because we will refer it many times again. So it have four important questions. We must to solve for can using the case when we copy a block of data from memory to cache, where exactly should we put it? We must define exactly the position we put it. Do you feel anything is ambiguous, difficult or not? Difficult, right? Because the main memory is stored much larger than the cache. How we define exactly the positions? Okay, we will try to answer each question step by step. The second question is how can we tell if a word is early in the case, or if it has to be fetched from the main memory first? How we know the arrest have in the case or not? If not, we need to reach for memory. The third question is eventually the small cache memory when it fill up. Of course, the cache memory is small, so it will need to fill up. So in that case, we need to load a new block from the RAM. In that case, we have to replace one of existing block in the case. So which is will be erased to and replaced by new one. And next is how we can handle write operation, write and read operation handled by the memory system to increase the performance and to show the mismatch between the cache value and the memory value. Okay, it's the four question. How we can mesh between arrays from the main memory to cache memory. How we know it exists or not, how we replace, and the last question, how we handle the write. Okay, first, ask the question one. Have a two things to define the arrest of the mesh between the arrest in the memory and the cache. It's you two things. One is a tag and second is index. Index index is index is auto numbers. It's about in this case the cache have like the example before. We have a 4 block of cache. So index is quite simple from 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Next is defined by tag. So for the define which is the value in the memory matrix, which is arrest in memory matrix arrest in the case, the index and tags will be combined, become to arrest in the cache in the main memory. Example, we have a 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1 index, 0, 0, 1 tag, 0, 0 will be stored in this position in cache. So for in cache, of course, we don't need to have something to store index because index is index. Just the auto number, don't need to store it. But we need to store it about the tag. The combine of index and tag must match with the space of area of main memory. So in that case, we need to write the value of 0, 1, 1, 0. We take to 2 bits on the left will be stored in the tag. 2 bits on the right, it needs to match with the value of index. So we have a 0, 1, 1, 0. Is it? First we define the index is a 1, 0, is a 1, 0, and we store in the tag is a 0, 1, and store in here. 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. 1, 1 is a index 1, 1, and 0, 1 is stored in the tag, and we have a zip place. So in this case, we have a 0, 1 will be stored in the index. And what value of tag? Easy, right? 1, 1. So it's my question. If we want to store the value of 1, 0, 1, 1, which color will be stored in the cache? 1, 0, 1, 1. 0, 1. Yeah. Okay. So if we have a 1, 1, so it will be here. This is index. So it's in pink color, right? Okay, that's good. You got it? So in that case, what is the value of torque? What is the value of torque to store 1011? Yeah, that's good. So in that case, if we already store the value of 0111 in this position, it means that we need to replace with a new one and update the value of torque. Okay. Do you understand how the case operates? Not complicated, right? So in that case, we can answer the question 1. Now we can tell exactly which arrays of main memory are stored in the cache by concatenating the cache block type with the block index. By match, by combine the value of type and index, we will define the arrays in the main memory. Okay. We have a 000, the arrays. Okay, change another one. 0111, the arrays will be 1110. Okay. Could we change the position of tab for index? Can change. We can put in here the value of tab is the value of tab will be to first bit and value of index is to left and to right bits. In fact, we can change because we think we can change because the total bit of tab and index combined will be equal the area of arrest. It can be changed, but not really. So tab, because the tab when it defined by the block, index will be defined by small value. So the tab is important to define the block, and the next array maybe can be inside the tab. So the tab it should be the left side value, and the or can understand the tab is a main chim or B arrest, and index is a kind of offset arrest, or is a mains and is a detail. Index is detail. So normally we reach the whole this area to the cache. So the top is same value. Example, we reach the first four block. We reach the first four block to the cache. So the top will have the same value here, 0, 0, 0, right? And in this case, the order, a block is the cache memory will be same in the main memory. And in that case, maybe the decode function of instruction read in the cache will be easy like read in the main memory. Could you got this? Okay, so we can answer the first question. How exactly arrest is the main memory are stored in the cache? Even the storage of cache is much smaller than the main memory. Okay. So the next question is how we know the cache have values or not. It quite simple. It have one new thing. It consider a valid bit. If valid bit is a 1, it means that it used to store the value in the main memory. It is 0, it be no. So when the start get empty and does not contain the valid data, we should account it by adding valid bits for each get block. When the system is initiated, all the valid bits are set to 0. When data is lost, in particular case block, the corresponding valid bit is set to 1. So in that case, is bit 1. So it means the data yeah. Yeah, right. So it's a value is a 1. So it means that it's a valid data and the rest is a 1, 0, 0, 0. It's 0, it means invalid data. Even we have a value of tab or index also in here. And in pink color is a valid data. So the rest is a 1101. Okay. You not correct. The the correct value is 0111. Yeah. Okay, it's correct. The rest of pink color is 0111. Remembers. Tag is an important bit and index is less important bit, or it considers the tag is an offset arrest and in a tag is a bay arrest and index is offset arrest. What is? Okay, got this. So what happened on the kit hit? When people try to read from main memory, the rest will be, as I explained to you many times. When people try to read from memory, the rest will be sent to the gate controllers. The rest will be sent to gate controller. The low gate k bits of the block rate will be index of the block is the case. It will define the index. Example, in here we have a 10 bit. It means we have an index from 10 bit from 0 to 1023. Okay. The block values and tag we need to have is a values or not, right? We have a 1 bit defined values or not. And tag is upper from M. It means bit arrest minus k bits. So data will be sent to CPU is defined by it when it erased like here, right? When the rest will send to gate controller, it will see the 10 bit on the right to find the index and reach the top value in the index. If the top value equal to 22 bit on the left, it means that get hit. And of course, so in that case is a 1 and valid bit is a 1. So in that case is a hit. Okay, so it will send the data to CPU. If it isn't, it's a valid is a 0, it means that miss or 22 bits from here not equal to the start. It also means that get miss. Okay. So this is example of from 22 bits memory and from two power by 10 byte. Okay, in that case it's quite simple examples. In that case, data is 1 byte. Normally it's not 1 byte. Normally it is a block. It's a block of byte. So in that case, in that case, it has some little difference with its examples. So on cache hit, CPU process normally on cache meet, it will store the CPU pipeline and it needs to fetch a block from the next level of hierarchy. So instruction in cache meet need to restart instruction fetch and data get missed. We need to complete data access. So in normally delay that have assumed for memory get hit is 2 nanosecond. In cache meet will be 100 times greater. Okay, you got it. So it's for reading from the case, storing to the case also similar. After data reads from main memory, it puts a copy into cache. It just forwards. In fact, it has some kind of policy for writing to cache, but okay, we don't care about the policy. We just care how to write. It's also defined by logit k bit for index and up m minus k arrest for store in the tag. It defines the index and this value is stored in the tag and the data will store in the memory of the cache and the values bit will be set to 1. Okay, simple, right? So when a word is not found in the cache, it's a miss occurred. With the miss occurred, it needs to fit the word from the low level memory in hierarchies. Require a high latency of reference. Of course, low level may be another cache or main memory because if the cache meet in level 1 cache, maybe low level is level 2 cache, and if the cache meet on level 3 cache, the next will be main memory. So it need to fix another word content within the block. Before we our example is byte. The size of block is a byte, but it's a block. Is a block size is 1 byte. Remember, normally the block is have a size difference, have a larger size. So in the case, it need with the simple, it need to reach one value in the main memory, but it will reach the whole the block. And for take advantage for the spatial locality idea. Okay, and press the block into the cache in any location within its set determined by arrest. Press the block into any location. Okay, any location. Determined by arrest. Before we learn the rule, how to play exactly the positions of main memory to the cache memory. But now in that sentence, they said that any location. Okay, why is any location? We will study later. Any location, how placement? We focus on the case. It have a four policy for storing in the case. One is a called direct map, and second is set associative, and fully associative. I very difficult to translate. Okay, but again, of course, this subject is we don't need to translate, right? We will learn what is direct map and set associates and full associative letters. Okay, in that case, you get sets and weight. Sets and weights. Each line is considers one set. Each set is a block mapped by arrest. It's a set and weights. Weights. Block can go anywhere. Weights. Example, in this figure, we have a 4 block in a line. So it considered as 4-way set associative. In this figure, we have a case size is a 16 block, of course, and 4 line and 4 column, right? We have 16 block. With the 4 column, we have 4 ways to set the associative. It called 4-way set associative. It means just for one index, we can write the arrest into any position in here. Any position in the block. Okay, we will go step by step to become more clear. Okay, that is one way. We have only one. That like example I showed you before, right? In one way, we call it a direct map case. So in this example, each block map to only one case line. Like before our example, we have index, and when we define index, we only define one place to write, and we will write in here and update the tag value in here. Okay, so it's one way. We have only one way to store the value in the main memory to the cache, and one way to write the memory address to the cache. It called the direct map cache. Okay, and this is a 4-way. For each indexing, we have a 4 block for storing the value from arrest. So it means when we define one index, we define the index from the main arrest, we have 4 choice to write in the new, to writing the writing the value from main memory to the cache. Okay, so it called a 4-way. Any way to set associates. Each block can be mapped to a set of n lines. The set number is based on the block arrest. If consider 4-way associative. Do you understand? With a 4-way, we call it the set associative case. And the last one, we provide full way. Consider that full access case. So in the case you only one set, we have one set. It means that all the memory will be right in here. That updates the talk right in anywhere in here. In this case we call full access. Each block can be mapped to any cache line. M is a cache size block, size cache in block, not in bytes. Do you understand? It quite ambiguous, right? Okay, we will it's not too complicated. We will go to example, maybe will easy to understand. So for the Swiss case organization, for example, we have 8-bit for index. So we have 255 line from 0 to 255, or we have 256 line, and we need 8 bit for index, and we have 22 bits for tag. So in that case, we have more 2 bit in here, right? 2 bit in here, it means that we have a block of 2 power by 2. It means we have block with the 4 byte. Okay, so each data is one block, and block size is 4 byte. Okay, so in that case, for define to get his, it need to first is from the index value to define the line or the set of block, and from the value 22 bit on the left, it defines the tag, but the tag is not compared with only one, it compared with 4-1. In that case, if we have a 4-way, for one, it means 4-way. 4-way associative case. If any one is common, any value of tag in 4 sets is equal with value in the RS, it will be considered the kit hit. And by get the value of this, we will reach the correct data by the multiplex chip. Do you understand? Okay. Oh, okay, that's good. Not too coverage, right? So it's numbers. Which and we access blocking we arrest by tag. Tag is a left bit, remember, index and offset. Index will index will be defined by the cache capacity, cache storage. The number bit of index will be log 2 of s. S is the number of sets. Offset bits is bits we don't care because it belong to one block. The rest will be belong to one block. Number of bit of offset equal to log 2 of b. B is block size. B is block size. N is number of way. S is number of line to define the index. So the cache size in block not in byte equal no, cache size in block is m. S times n equal m. M times b will be cache size in byte. Number of set is m over n, right? Or n equals n times s. Easy. For us. Okay, next another example. Example, we have a 464 kilobyte cache of direct map with one block size is 16 byte. So how we define the arrest by tag, index, and offset? So in this case, block size B is 16. Direct map, so N is 1. M is size of cache in block will be cache size over the size block equal to 4096. B is 16. So the number of bit of offset will be log to B is 4 bits. And is 1. So number of sets will be m over n here, of course, still here 4096. So we require 12 bits for index. So we need design to talk with the remainder bits. That will be 32 minus 12 minus 2 is 16 bits. Okay. It's how to define the arrest in the direct map. So tag is 16 and 12 and 4. Tag is 16 bit, index is 12 bits, and offset is 4 bits. Offset is what thing we focus. So in the case we design the case with still is 64 kilobyte case, and the design is two-way associated. The side block still is 16. M is the same, B the same, offset is the same, but N is 2. So number of line or number of set will be M over N is 2048. So number of bit index is 11. And the remainder bit will be 32 minus 11 minus 1 is 17. Depend on how we design the way access case. So we need to design the different length for tag. So in the case of full access it means that n s is 1 and n equal m. So in that case, the tag we need very long bit for tag is because we have only 1, so we don't need to index bit is 0. So the tag length is 28 bit. So the tag is 28 bits, the index is 0, and the offset was still 4. Okay. Understand or not? Okay, nearly understand. Okay, we will go to next because it's been improved. So what if the case fifth is the third question. What we do if we run out of space in our case? Run out space in our case not means run out of full space. As you can, if you understand before, run out space, it means run out space of a set and run out space of a line. Or if we need to reuse a block for different memory arrays. So a miss call a new block. The miss will cause a new block need to reload into the cache, automatically overwriting any previous store data. So which need to be, which will be overwriting, overwrite. Have a many rule, but simply is considered a lead reason you replace the policy with assume that the older data is less likely to be requested than the new data. So the less reason you, it means that when arrays have a longest time not used will be replaced, and also have some as another policy. Another policy, even random. However, the replace policy not applied to for direct map because for direct map we have only one place for storing the block from main memory to the cache. So it means here no choice. Don't need to any policy when we need to place for storing a value in memory. We have only one place. So if anyone in this place will be, if anything in this place will be replaced and have no choice. With another case is a set associative and full associative. What is a set associative and full associative? I have explained before. Prefer is a non-valid entry if there is one. We have four ways, right? So if we just use, example, we have four ways. If we just use a two, so it means that new one will be right in the third place. If in the four way we use or the four place, we need to choose among four and try to be replaced. Some rule, some kind of policy normally use least recently used LRU. Choose one unused for the longest time. And random. Don't care anything random. If for we choose random form 4 to replace. But in fact, random gives the approximately the same performance with the lead recent use. Not much difference. So you don't need to care too much about the policy. Just need to replace. If we have free one, use free. If have no one, to literacy or recently use or random is okay. So for how to write, in consider about the how to write from how to write to the memory of cache. When data write hits, it just updates the block in cache, but in fact it have a two type write. One called write through and another called write back. And normally they use write back. Write through, it means just example V1 is a L2 and L1 and L2 case, level 1 case and level 2 case. Of course, level 1 case is faster than L2. So in case miss, we write to go right through. It means that we write to L1 and also write buffer to L2, so both at the same time. So it's a if it's not L2, it's a memory is when it means update the memory. In this case, example, if the CPI is 1 and 10% instruction are stored, and Y to memory is 100 circuits. So the total time, the average, the effective CPI will be 1 plus 10% times 100 circuits, about 11. So the another case is right, but it means that it not in that case it right to L1 and L2 nearly in parallel. Why? But it's just updates to the case. It means in here is L1 case, and L1 case will be updated to the next level memory L2. So in the case, it maybe makes a mismatch between the L1 and L2. However, it's not affect anything because in that case, after Cebu replace the L1 and it can access the L1 for working, and after that it right to buffer by another in parallel work with the main instructions. So why location on what is when write miss for alternative for write through is allocated on the mid and fit the block and right around. So don't fit the block, it's in right a whole the block before reading. So we don't need to fit the block. And for write back, it will be fit the whole block. Even in this case, it's not we update some arrest in the L1, but when we back the block, we need to write the whole block arrest and data. For this case, we maybe need to update for only one arrest if necessary. Okay, just do you understand how the case works? We will make an examples very simple. Example, we have a 32 byte case, only 32 byte. We have a block size is 4, number of block size is 4. It means we just have only 8 block, right? 32 divided by 4, we have 8 block. And we have a two-way set associative. So we have a number of set is 4. Number say 4, so it means we will have an index from 00 to 11, have 4. Offset is 2, B is 4, so offset is 2. Index is 2 bits, offset is 2 bit, index is 2 bits, and we have a tab is 2 bit. In this case, let listen you flag. Okay. Initially, all is empty, and it means that when we the first we load instance arrest 2A. Okay. The binary arrest 101110. To the right bit is offset. We can neglect. First value is 10, and the index is 10. Index 10 is here is a third place, right? And the value right in the top is 1. Before the let residue a block, how to write? We use the let residue block. Let residue flag. In that case, let residue flag is 0. It means that the place of top 0 is let residue. So the first we will write to the top 0. We have a set here to third place is mean 2. We count from 0. Okay, understand? Way is 0. Way is 0. It means top 0. Set is 2. And in that case, miss. So we write the value 10 to the top. And we update the less recent value to the 1 in here. The next place need to write will be here. Do you understand? So the next, when we lost the value of value 101 to be, that is change value from 0 to 1. We have 2 on here, so it means that hit. Why it is a hit? Do you understand why it hit? It hits by because we have a block size of 4 byte, right? So when we read the arrest from here, we not only reach 1, we reach the block of 4 byte. So it means that from A, B, C, D, arrest from A to D will be right to the cache data. So when we call to B, it is hit. Okay. Three C 11. Okay. As a place on 1. Okay. And write to top 0 and update the latency to the top 1. Miss, of course. 202000, it means index of 0 that is 10 and update the let residue value. We with the loss value 333. We have 110011. 00 is index 00 and 11 will be right to the top. The top before is a 1. It means we need to write in here. After we write in here, we update the latency value will be 0. It means that if the next time we will replace it, Next, we lost about the 1 1. It means that 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 is here. Before the value less than is 0, it means we need to write in the tab 0. So the value in the tab 0 will be replaced from 1 0 to 0 1. Here 0 1 be replaced in this place, and also the block data also be replaced. When next we store the value of 29 to 9 1 0 1 0 0 0 is 1 0 here, but in that case it needs to replace the value in the D, in those D. So need to update the value in here and also write to the memory. Okay, do you understand? I feel that I'm talking along. Okay, you could understand, right? That's good. Okay, this is about how to catch operate, and not just about the predict how we measure how about the using the catch performance can improve the systems. Example, the catch performance component of civil time is the program execution in circles, include cache time and memory store circle, mainly from the cache miss. So memory store circle in average will be memory asset in program times the mid risk and mid penalty or mid-store circles. So for the example, I think it's quite clear because you have a remind before. Example, I cache mid rate is 2%, the cache mid I ejection cache mid rate is 2%, data cache mid rate is 4%, mid penalty is require 100 circle to access to memory. Base CPI ideal case when the cache hit is 2, and the loss and store to the memory is 36% of instruction. So in that case, we have if the mid circle for I case will be 2% times 1 is 2. The case is only 60% instruction is required loss information. is a memory, and 4% is a case miss, and the circle when miss is a 100%. So it pay for 1.44. So the total will be 2 for basic circle per instruction is 2, and 2 for case if the I case miss happens, and 1.44 is for data case miss happens. So the total CPI is 5.44. Each ideas we can run the 2K in parallel for, so if compare with the in case of ideal case, compare with the ideal case when ideal case happen, so the average will be, the ideal CPU is 5.44 divided by 2 is 2.72 times faster than the average case. Okay, it's simple, right? In average access time, it considers just the average memory access time and must hit time plus rest time mid 20. So we simple one clock hit time 1 second, mid 20 is 20 seconds, and I miss rest is 5%. So the average will be 1 plus 0.05 times 20 is 2 nanoseconds. So in average is 2 circles per instructions. Okay. To clarify the miss, I think the miss in fact it's not much important. How to find? We define by co-miss. Co-miss by simulate the full access in K infinitive case size. So next is simulate in the capacity miss with simulate the full access case when we deduct the co-miss, and conflict miss simulate the target case coefficient when deduct co and capacity miss. To define the problem or define the miss case, it can clarification to how to eliminate the miss. For reduce high conflict miss, we require the need to higher associativity. And if want to remove the high capacity miss, we need to large case. Okay, anyone can. We don't need to study to understand this. Okay. I think that's for today. The multi-level case. Okay, I will talking to you in the next lectures. Do you have any questions? Okay. So it's all for today. See you in the next week. Okay, see you. Bye bye. See you the next time. Okay, you can find me by email. It's no problem. Okay, see you.